My name is Chao Jiang. Today I will compare IIS and Nginx. In my presentation, there are three parts. First, I will introduce what is IIS, then what is Nginx. At last, I will compare IIS and Nginx. Before I introduce IIS, I will explain what is a web server first, then introduce what is IIS and how IIS works. A web server is a computer system that processes requests via HTTP to distribute information on the World Wide Web. The term can refer to the entire system, or specifically to the software that accepts and supervises the HTTP requests. IIS means Internet Information Service. It is a flexible, general-purpose web server from Microsoft that runs on the Windows system to serve request HTML pages or files. There's one thing we need to be aware of. IIS has been an integral part of Windows system, but it is not activated by default. So if you want to set up your computer as a web server, you need to activate IIS by yourself. How IIS works? IIS works through a variety of standard language and protocols, such as HTML, HTTP, and FTP. HTML means hypertext markup language. It is used to create elements such as text, buttons, images, and hyperlinks. The HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol. It is the basic communication protocol and was used to exchange information between web servers and users. FTP means file transfer protocol. It can transfer files. We need to know what is reverse proxy before I introduce what is Nginx. After that, I will simply introduce the features of Nginx. When people talk about the proxy, actually they are referring to a forward proxy. As you can see on the left picture, the forward proxy can serve as a single point of access and control, which makes it very easy for us to enforce security policies. A reverse proxy does the exactly opposite of what a forward proxy does. While forward proxy works in behalf of clients, a reverse proxy works in behalf of servers. Just like forward proxy servers, reverse proxy also provides a single point of access and control. Then external clients can just visit a same address, even the date was saved in different servers. Nginx is a kind of web server which was created by Igor Soviev, which is a Russian company. Nginx is an open source, lightweight, and high performance web server or proxy server. Nginx also can be used as a reverse proxy server for HTTP, SMTP, IMAP, POP3 protocols. On the other hand, it is also used for servers, load balancing, and HTTP cache. Nginx has a very useful feature. It uses non-blocking event-driven method. That means Operation among all possible network connections executed in non-blocking way. Nginx was created in response to the C10K challenge of handling at least 10,000 simultaneous client connections on a single server. Nginx uses an asynchronous, event-driven architecture to handle this massive amount of connections. Then we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of IIS and Nginx. For IIS, it is very it has a graphic user interface, which can make the installation very easy to us. IIS also plays well with other Microsoft applications, such as ASP.NET, C#, and SQL Server. IIS has a performance monitor feature. This is very useful. The tech support of IIS is pretty good. We know Microsoft will provide full tech support. One of the very useful features of IIS is that it has crash protection. For the disadvantage of IIS, IIS only works with the Windows operation system. It's not a flexible web server because the Microsoft constraints. And if you are using two servers, the server configuration must match exactly. For Nginx, Nginx works really well for serving static files. You can let the request for static files pass directly through to the file system, and Nginx will serve them really fast without touching your web app process. And Nginx also does a great job with load balancing. You can set up different load balancing strategies. Nginx is more memory efficient and generally faster than IIS. It has a small footprint, which can be very useful, especially if you are running on a VPS. There are difficulties in module creations. Some web servers, such as APAC, has a function which can have APAC in creating modules. But Nginx is missing with such interface. So under such a scenario, the creator of Nginx has to find a module creating function within the internal code of Nginx. Nginx has some difficulties in supporting HTTP 1.0 with backend communications. HTTP 1.1 has been used for the communication between web servers, but Nginx only uses 1.0 to interact with the backend server. Fortunately, the development of HAP module can now replace the HTTP 1.0 to connect Nginx and Tomcat. So, which one is the best web server? Honestly, both IIS and Nginx are good web servers. According to this picture, we can find that APAC, Nginx, and Microsoft IIS are top 3 web servers. So it is hard to say which one is better than another one. That is why each web server has its own market share. Thank you.